I want to make this video because a few years ago, we had a course where over several years, we made some observations that I really need to share with you. Because vacations are great. We're all looking forward to them. We get to relax. And of course, that's super, super important. However, it can also come with huge risks and side effects. So, what can happen? We had a course that ran for 5 years, and it was a Parkinson's group that asked me to do a Neurotan course. And during the first vacation, the first big break, so after about a year of training, we had amazing, amazing results. People could walk better, their speech was more fluent, there was less freezing, and their facial expressions improved. And then vacation time came. And because that's what they're used to in their lives, they said, well, we're already on vacation in June. Some were away in June, others in July, and then others again in August. And then there's a wedding, and then a birthday, and then we also go on a trip, and this and that, and we take a 3-month break. Okay, I said, then we'll start again in September. So June, July, and August were planned as a complete break. And what happened then was that after the holidays, we started from zero or even below zero because the symptoms had completely returned, meaning things got worse. And because the participants felt incredibly bad physically, psychologically, and apparently neurologically as well. And that led us in the second year to say, okay, 3 months is just too much. We'll do 6 weeks. Okay, said and done. 6 weeks of vacation. And the effects after about 6 weeks of vacation was similar to that after 3 months because we started again from scratch and many things got worse again during the vacation period. And then in the third year, at the request of the participants, we decided no matter if we're on vacation for 2 weeks in between, no matter if we go away for a weekend here and there, we're going to do this course continuously. And that's exactly what we did. And of course, sometimes one person or another was absent, and naturally, the course was paid for in full, but people didn't always participate fully. But I was always present and gave the course in its entirety. And then it turned out that we didn't have any deterioration, that the way of walking stayed the same, that speech remained fluent, that facial expressions continued to be flexible and lively. Also, regarding their mental state, according to what the participants reported, they were happier, more balanced, took initiative, and even tried new things. And that's just the thing. The brain needs activity. The brain doesn't take a vacation, and you can't just say, yeah, I'll just take a few months off. That means we always need some form of movement, or at least stimulation. It's also good when we experience new smells, new tastes. For example, when we travel to another country where we have different food, different scents, different vegetation, a different climate. All of that is good for the brain because it needs variety. It needs new things. The brain is like a sponge that constantly wants to process new things. And with new experiences, new things can also develop in the brain, and neuroplasticity can occur. And the opposite is true if we do nothing. If we just sit in front of the TV or spend 30 years going to the same place, staying at the same hotel with the same hosts, then there's a kind of stagnation, and that leads to decline. But what happens if we stay active? The new neurons that then weave themselves into the network are actually much more potent than the old ones, even though there aren't as many as those that die off. But they can actually take over some of the more repetitive tasks and help us to become significantly more mobile, think much more clearly, and ultimately make much better, more informed decisions in our daily lives. And the more varied and diverse the physical movement is, the more varied and rich the internal experiences our brain has, the better, more stable, and more balanced we will ultimately feel in our daily lives. And the time period that we measured there over the years is about 6 weeks. It takes about 6 weeks for something to change through movement, and it's also about 6 weeks until something starts to degenerate again. That means that things start to break down again. And this is very clearly noticeable, especially in people who already have degenerative diseases, that their cognitive abilities, motor skills, overall mood, and motivation to do things all decline. And I wanted to share that with you because I think it's really important. And even if you just do a video workout every now and then, or go on a trip, or give your body, and especially your brain, a new experience, like going to a new restaurant you've always wanted to try, or taking a boat ride, or going on an excursion somewhere, trying something new, or a new sport, maybe Tai Chi or dancing, tango, Neurotango, who knows? So, that's what I would recommend to you, and with that, I wish you a really, really wonderful summer. Have lots of great new experiences, and keep moving, because movement matters.